How to pick the best offer when selling my home. When it comes time to sell your home, there are a lot of things to consider. In today's video, I will be discussing some common scenarios that we are seeing a lot more during a seller's market, and that is multiple offers. When buyer demand exceeds housing supply, we tend to see a lot of interesting and even somewhat crazy things take place. Utilizing the expertise of a real estate advisor can be an effective way to help navigate a wide variety of complexities that can come your way as a seller. The goal is to have all parties satisfied and have a happy and successful transaction. But as the buyer, you are more than likely hoping to get the highest sale price possible. But beware, accepting the highest price is not always the best choice or best decision. Would you like to know a few important tips and strategies when you find yourself in a multiple offer situation? You want to know more? I am Dr. Ron Repesi, your real estate doctor with Realty One Group Paradise here in sunny Naples, Florida, and it's about time to share some thoughts with you. And so let's dive in. The first thing anyone tends to focus on is the purchase price. This is a good place to start, and having a licensed realtor can add massive value by simply identifying what price to list your property. This is determined by taking multiple factors into consideration, including comparable properties in the nearby area, square foot pricing, and any upgrades or added features to the home, in addition to high or low buyer demand. Next is earnest money, also known as escrow deposit. The amount of money one is willing to put down or put at risk is an important weigh-in. Typically, if one buyer puts down $1,000 and another buyer puts down $10,000, the buyer putting down $10,000 is attempting to show a higher level of intent and willingness to risk more monies in an effort to secure the property. Moving on to waiver of appraisal or appraisal gap. Cash buyers can and sometimes do offer a waiver of an appraisal, allowing for a quick close time. Some lenders, such as the FHA, VA, and USDA lenders, will not even allow this. And so with cash buyers, this can be an added advantage. The appraisal gap. In markets like we've been seeing, where offers are coming in higher than the property is being appraised for, buyers can cover the deficiency via what we call covering the appraisal gap, which is simply coming to the closing table with the necessary funds to pay the difference of the mortgage loan payout and the final price. Next is pre-qualified, or better yet, pre-approved buyers. Once again, cash buyers tend to have the upper hand, but if you are a buyer utilizing financing, the seller can request the buyer to have a pre-approval so that there is some comfort that the buyer making the offer can actually afford the property that they are looking to buy. Also, as a side note regarding financing, you may want to consider whether the financing is being provided by a local lender that is familiar with the current market area versus an out-of-state lender that is more than likely not familiar with the area or the local market, and this can create some problems and delays. On to due diligence. It has been common for sellers to see buyers offering as-is contracts in addition to waiving of the inspection of the home. Not having the home inspected sounds great, and to the seller, not having to deal with the additional hassle or worry, but in the end, it could create some headaches for all parties. And so these are things that discuss with your real estate advisor, and also maybe get a real estate attorney involved before making a final decision, especially in regards to what offer may be the best offer to accept. Also, when it comes to due diligence, another thing to consider is the time period. It used to be common to see 15 days, but more recently we are seeing as little as 5 to 7 days. The time period is for completion of home inspections, and so one should consider that a shorter time period lends to less time for the buyer to get cold feet or to back out. Again, this is an area to take into consideration. Moving on to closing cost negotiations. In a seller's market, simply put, buyers are more than likely not asking for these concessions. And if so, the seller will obviously be seeing that as an added cost to them and a point to weigh in on when it comes to making a final decision as to what offer to accept. One asking for no concession at all, and another asking for a portion of the closing cost to be paid by the seller. Next is closing date and date to take possession. Some sellers may have various reasons for wishing a specific closing date. They may wish to stay in the home for a period of time known as a post-closing occupancy in an effort to secure enough time to transition into the new home. If a seller has a specific closing date desired and a buyer or some of the offers honor that time period, obviously that may be a big weigh-in on the seller's decision as to which offer that they are going to accept. Next on my list is contingencies. Some buyers may have their own contingencies, such as needing to sell their home first before they are able to buy your home. These contingencies will more than likely add some roadblocks for the buyer regards to the seller taking an offer with contingencies over an offer with no contingencies. Last, let's talk about something known as love letters, letters and videos sent to the seller by the buyer reflecting their desire to buy the home. There can be many problems with this that can affect all parties, including the realtor and the seller when it comes to fair housing. But beyond that, it is generally recommended to take emotion out of the equation and put those aside entirely. This also can pertain to friends, relatives, and family members that may wish to buy your home. Sellers need to be mindful of any possible fraud and look at offers that are coming from buyers that have not even seen the property, known as sight unseen. As a point of interest to close with sellers, you may wish to stay focused and choose offers that are solid. So let's recap. When receiving multiple offers, you need to look at number 1, purchase price. Number 2, the earnest money deposit. Number 3, appraisal requirements, and also cash payments for any gap in the appraisal known as the appraisal gap. Number 4, pre-qualified or pre-approved buyers. Number 5, due diligence, waiver of any time frame for completion. Number 6, closing costs. Buyers requesting a portion of closing costs to be paid or not. Number 7, contingencies. Could be a financing, or it could be a need for a buyer to sell their home first. Number 8, love letters and videos. Keep emotions out of it. Best to put those aside. Number 9, look out for signs of fraud and be mindful of any sight unseen buyers. Number 10, as always, the goal is to have a happy and successful transaction for both parties. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to pick the best offer. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Real Estate Doctor channel. You may enjoy some of my other videos, which I will attach below in the description. I'll attach the video in the description to, should I do a home inspection before I purchase my new home? Again, should I do a home inspection before I purchase my new home? Hopefully you enjoy that one as well. Feel free to comment. Don't be shy. You can reach me at 239-331-5886. I am Dr. Ron Repacy, your real estate doctor with Realty One Group Paradise, wishing you peace, health, and happiness. We'll catch you next time. Boom.